Welcome to the Ben Daniel Podcast, where we're calling a spade a spade. Great to be here with you guys today. The Indiana Fever lose to a young Washington Mystics team, 83-77. Look lost without Caitlin Clark. Natasha Howard, 11 points in 17 minutes. Aaliyah Boston, 10 points in 29 minutes. Sydney Colson, 4 points in 31 minutes. Kelsey Mitchell, 25%, 14 points. Lexi Hull, 9 points, 4 rebounds. We go to the bench. We got DeWanna Bonner, 21 points. DeWanna Bonner, she actually looked like her old self today. Salute to you, DeWanna Bonner. Damaris Dantas, she played good post defense. Michaela Timpson, she's in there as a +4, but Michaela Timpson didn't see the floor until the last 30 seconds. Sophie Cunningham, coming off the bench, 20 minutes, 2 points, 0 for 3 from the field. 0 for 2 from the three-point line. 2 turnovers. Sophie Cunningham, definitely not a point guard. Definitely not a backup point guard for this team. Sydney Colson, definitely not a backup point guard for this team. Now, the Indiana Fever with Caitlin Clark against the Atlanta Dream scored 12 points in a quarter. The Indiana Fever with Caitlin Clark scored 13 points in a quarter. The Indiana Fever, without Caitlin Clark, have back-to-back quarters scoring 17 points in one and 13 points in another. We knew this wasn't going to be a runaway game. We knew it wasn't going to be an easy game. But now, this is just a question I'm going to pose to you guys. I'm going to try to remain calm here. This is a question I'm going to pose to you guys. If I told you that we had a team with 2 clear future Hall of Famers on it, along with 2 All-Stars, Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston, would you think that we would be able to at least beat the Washington Mystics? No. Would you think that we would be able to at least look like a team against the Washington Mystics? The amount of hero ball, the amount of isolation ball was absurd tonight. This looked like a pickup team tonight. And it begs the question, what do we do in practice? Seriously. They looked like they picked teams before coming to the game and they just went out there and tried to play the best they can. If I can even say the best they can. I didn't really see any fire from anybody. I didn't really see any energy from anybody. Yeah, Lexi Hull had a couple plays where she does the Lexi Hull thing. But I'm tired of seeing the supposed leader of this team, the head coach, on the sidelines like this with her arms crossed the whole entire time, not looking like she gives a damn. I'm not cool with that, folks. As a sports fan, I'm not cool with that. I want to see Nick Sirianni going crazy on the sideline. I want to see Aaron Boone chewing out the umpires. That's what I want to see from my coach. I don't want to see a coach just standing there as the offense looks awful. Folks, today was a perfect game. And you know I'm Kelsey Mitchell's biggest defender. Today was a perfect game to say, you know what, Kelsey? You got to sit, dude. Nothing you're doing is helping us at all. Nothing you're doing offensively, nothing you're doing defensively is being beneficial to this team. You're driving into the paint, going up against 2 people, going up against 3 people. For what purpose? You do know you can pass the ball. We saw none of that. Natasha Howard, 11 points in 17 minutes. Halfway through the third quarter, Natasha Howard had 11 points in 17 minutes. Is she hurt? Is she injured? I sure hope, well, I don't hope that that's the case, but there better be an explanation why we didn't see her any more than that, considering that in the first half, her along with Bonner were the only people scoring for us. So I would like an explanation on that. Aaliyah Boston, 10 points, 4 for 5 in 29 minutes. Aaliyah Boston took 1 shot in the first half. Aaliyah Boston took 4 shots in the second half. Now, if Caitlin Clark is healthy and on the bench, I would much rather my offense be ran around Aaliyah Boston, especially considering how she's been playing this year. Nothing was ran for AB at all. I may have seen 2 or 3 Aaliyah Boston pick and rolls. Aaliyah Boston gets the ball, 25 feet out, takes 2 dribbles, uses her caboose, clear space, nice play. She doesn't see the ball for another 10 possessions. Aaliyah Boston gets the ball in the paint, uses her caboose, clears out space, nice play. Aaliyah Boston doesn't see the ball again for another 10 possessions. Is that Aaliyah Boston's fault, or is that the person on the sidelines that has their arms crossed all the time's fault? But Ben, it's the player's fault for not giving her the ball. So why doesn't the coach call a timeout and start chewing the players out? Why doesn't the coach call a timeout and start demanding things from their players? Kelsey Mitchell, 4 for 16? That's not winning basketball, Kels. Sit your ass down. That's how Stephanie White should be talking. Sydney Colson, 7 field goals? Sydney, you've been shooting more than Aaliyah Boston. You can sit down. Kelsey Mitchell was a clear negative today. There's no other way I can put it. And a coach should have sat her down. In fact, I am so disappointed with what I saw today. I would have sat everybody down from the starters. Maybe not Natasha Howard, but maybe she's injured and that's why we didn't see her. But if I'm the coach, I'm raising hell on the sidelines and I'm saying, Timpson, get in there. The starters don't want to play. The starters don't want to give effort. Okay, you guys can sit down. Don't even worry about it. Brianna Turner, get in there. Kelsey Mitchell, you don't want to pass? You want to do this hero ball without Caitlin Clark? Sweet, you can sit on the bench. I told you, Kyrie Irving is Kelsey Mitchell is the Kyrie Irving to Caitlin Clark's LeBron James. But without LeBron James, Kyrie Irving was a lottery team. Without Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell's teams were a lottery team. Why are we reinforcing bad behavior by leaving players out there that are not contributing in a positive manner? I saw Aaliyah Boston do a few nice plays and she doesn't get the ball for another 10 possessions. Instead of continuing to go to her until the Washington Mystics can prove they can stop her, we just go away from her and jack up threes and jack up shots and jack up threes. In what world is this okay, folks? Why do I, as a fan, need to act like I'm okay with what transpired today just because Caitlin Clark wasn't playing? While people are saying I'm going to take a break until Caitlin Clark comes back, I'm here watching the games. Yeah, I'm going to voice my displeasure with what I saw today. What about what we saw tonight gives you any type of hope for this team without Caitlin Clark in the game? What? What about it? The only thing that we can maybe hang our head on is DeWanna Bonner seeming to get going, 5 for 10, 2 for 4 from 3. That last 3-pointer was a buzzer beater. But DB looked pretty good. Again, what happened? She wasn't relegated to the corner and being a screener like the last 4 games. Damaris Dantas, 2 for 4. Damaris Dantas played good post defense. The highlights of this game are coming from the bench. Coming from 2 players on the bench. Because Sophie Cunningham, no impact at all. She's a backup 2 guard. She's a backup 3. She's not a backup point guard. What about Sydney Colson's game today made you feel like, oh, okay, Sydney Colson can ball up? That was a good signing. Did she give energy that you guys looked at and said, oh, this is reassuring? No. Did she make plays that you guys saw and said, oh, this is reassuring? No. What about the game plan today made you feel like this team was ready at all? If there was a game plan at all, what about it made you feel like this team was ready at all? Nothing. Nothing from a coaching perspective makes me feel good about this at all. Is that how good Caitlin Clark is, that we can't beat the Mystics without her? But Ben, guys, it's the Washington Mystics. Cut it out. We lost to rookies, Shakira Austin, and Brittany Sykes. Stop it. We have future Hall of Famers. We have all-stars. We have former Rookie of the Years. And we can't beat the Mystics. Not only can we not beat, we don't even look good. That, folks, if we lost and we looked like a team, that's one thing. We lost and we looked like a pickup team. The Mystics, Shakira Austin just came back today. Aaliyah Edwards recently just got back from injury. That's a team that's still figuring it out themselves too. Yet somehow they beat us. Yet somehow they go multiple quarters holding us to 17 points and 13 points. We held them to 16 points in the third quarter, but we only scored 13 points. Huh? How? Why? What's okay about that? The announce team even said during huddles, Caitlin Clark was vocal in the huddles. Caitlin Clark was leading the huddles. Where's our coach? Where's our leader? Where's the person that spent all offseason telling us how smart she is? Where's that person? Where's the person that spent all offseason doing all these interviews telling us that she's smarter than the rest of the world? Where is she? And what is she doing besides crossing her arms on the sidelines? Seriously, folks. Next game's Friday against the Connecticut Sun. I can assure you, if you lose against the Connecticut Sun, I don't know how many more times I can come here collecting myself, not screaming. We give the ball to Aaliyah Boston and we don't go back to her after she shows that she can get some points. She's any game with Caitlin Clark not in, you would think Aaliyah Boston would shoot more than 5 times. Am I right or am I wrong, folks? So why did she only shoot 5 times? Well, Kelsey Mitchell shot 16 times. Kelsey Mitchell always shoots 15 or more times. What's the excuse? What's the next excuse? Next. Well, they're trying something different. Well, why are we trying something different when what we were doing originally doesn't work? What are we trying? We're trying to give it to Sydney to run point. We're trying to give it to Lexi to do things off the dribble. I don't even know what we were trying today. That's the thing. I don't even know what just transpired. They didn't look like a team that wanted to be out there. They didn't look like a coaching staff that wanted to be out there. It's the truth. It's the truth. It goes to show how great Caitlin Clark is and how bad some of these signings were. We don't have a real backup point guard other than for vibes. Come on, man. But again, I would have set the whole entire... That's the thing, man. The coach needs to step up and show that she has some backbone. DeWanna Bonner played well. DeWanna Bonner missed Lexi Hull on a wide open 3 in the corner because she wanted a buzzer beater to end the half. But Ben, that's one play. One play too many. Because if Stephanie White doesn't call it out in the moment, it's going to happen again and again and again and again. Just like we get a rebound and we don't outlet it straight to Caitlin Clark and Stephanie White doesn't chew people out, well, guess what, folks? It's going to happen again and again and again and again. Natasha Howard's 5 for 10. There were some bad shots in that 5 for 10. Why are we doing pull-up middies like you're Kevin Garnett? And Stephanie White's not going to say anything, so that's going to happen again and again and again and again. Folks, Cheryl Reeve calls a timeout and her team instantly responds because Cheryl Reeve sticks her foot up their ass. Becky Hammon calls a timeout and the team responds because Becky Hammon takes off her shoe and starts whacking people over the head. Sandy Brondello calls a timeout and she starts cussing in her nice Australian accent. Stephanie White calls timeout and Caitlin Clark is leading the huddle. Caitlin Clark is more animated on the sidelines over bad officiating than our head coach. It would have been something if the team looked good. Again, the team doesn't look good. Newsflash, the team hasn't looked good without Caitlin Clark on the floor yet. And fortunately for us, we do have Caitlin Clark because all those times we were down 10 plus points against the Atlanta Dream, came back and won. Without Caitlin Clark, we're losing that. We lost to Liberty, but we were down and we came back. Without Caitlin Clark, that's going to be a 30-point blowout. Today, we saw exactly what happened. No Caitlin Clark, nobody to save the day and mask all of this nonsense. 2-3 Aaliyah Boston pick and rolls. I understand AB's offense is predicated a lot on the pick and roll with Caitlin Clark, but we didn't even try to do a pick and roll with Kelsey. We didn't even try to do a pick and roll with DB. We didn't even try to do a pick and roll with Lexi. We didn't even try it with Sydney Cole. We didn't even try it. We didn't even try it. Stephanie White presses with 40 seconds left. It's a 9-point game, and we're pressing. Why? Just put me out of my misery. Why are we pressing? The game's over. Maybe you should have been pressing in the third quarter. No? Maybe you should have been pressing in the second quarter, you think? Not when the game's over. But of course, I'm just letting you know, she's going to go to the postgame interview. She's going to say some nice things. That sounds good. Some nice coaches speak, and people are going to eat it all up. I'm not eating it up, man. I'm not eating it up. Folks, remember what we said. Best case scenario, we beat both games against the Mystics. We're splitting with the Mystics. Best case scenario now is splitting the games against the Mystics. But what about tonight gave you hope to next time? These are legitimate questions. What about today gives us hope to next game against the Mystics without Clark? What about tonight gives you hope to this team performing without Caitlin Clark? What about tonight? Let me know in the comment section below. I appreciate all the support. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe to the channel. That would mean so much to me. Wasn't pretty tonight. We're still going to be here. Venue's still going to be rocking. Appreciate, man, the venue was rocking today. Oh my gosh. People might have been turning off the TV, but they sure showed out in the venue. I can guarantee you that. People might not have watched TV, but they definitely listened along. They definitely watched the Gamecast. They definitely made their opinions known in the chat. Still missing, we're just missing easy layups. Sydney Colson doesn't look good. And for the most part, until the fourth quarter, the refs really weren't bad today. I can't even say the refs were bad today. There were a couple blocks that should have been charges, but they weren't even bad. They weren't even bad. AB having 5 fouls, she wasn't in foul trouble at all until the final minutes. I hope Natasha Howard's healthy because there must have been a reason why we didn't see her late in the game. But the other 4 starters, I mean, Aaliyah Boston, it's like, we didn't even go to her. She got 29 minutes. It didn't even feel like she was there for 29 minutes. It felt like she was sporadically in and out of the game. It didn't even feel like I saw her consistently until the Natasha Howard minutes started drying up. We'll see. We'll see what Stephanie White does Friday against Connecticut, her former team. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I appreciate all of the support. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe to the channel. That would mean so much to me. Stephanie, I don't know how much longer I can cut you the benefit of the doubt, dude. I don't know how much longer I can cut you the benefit of the doubt. We'll see you next time, and as always, take it easy.